a Frozen back here with another deck review, even though it doesn't look like a deck. It is a deck. This is the Once Upon a Time deck from the Toronto Playing Card Company. This was their second Kickstarter deck. I did not get the first one because I just wasn't into it. It was very fairy tale and kind of anime and whatnot. It just didn't strike me as much. Maybe I'll get it one day eventually. I don't know if I still can, but this one I liked. I did back it originally, then I backed out. Then I decided to pick it up afterwards, and I got it. I got this on playingcards.net. I don't know why Collectible Cards doesn't have it, but playingcards.net has it. So the front of the top case says Once Upon a Time, that nice fancy writing. It's designed like a book, except usually when I have a book, I open it this way, right? And the binding is on this side. They got the binding on this side, the full 4 pips. The other side is where you have the pages, a little bit backwards. And top and the bottom, you see the pages again, really nicely done. The back, you see the back design of the cards. It has handcuffs, and it actually says Once Upon a Time here on the top and the bottom. And it also says here in the bottom that it's distributed by Toronto Playing Card Company in Toronto, Ontario, made in USA. And it even says it in French. You do get a seal that says Toronto Playing Card Company, established 2013 with all 4 pips, and I guess it's their logo. Just a little artwork on the flaps, and here you got the handcuffs again. This one is all about the fairy tales, stories, kiddie stories that we're familiar with that have gone adult and gone a little bit naughty. So it's a fun deck. So first of all, again, that card is a Toronto Playing Card Company logo with the 4 pips and a couple of swords, established 2014. TorontoPlayingCard.com is where you can find out more about them and probably pick up the deck as well. The back, it shows you the back design in a nice green color, not what the box has. It's a little bit, I don't know, deceptive or whatever. Once Upon a Time on the top and bottom. It is really nice. Then you get another card that tells you all about the deck, basically. What if I told you that heroines from your childhood were not as good as they seem? Little Red Riding Hood, Goldilocks, Snow White, and Alice in Wonderland. Try to imagine those fairy tales with the vision of a real world, of an adult world, full of prohibitions, bad thoughts, and punishments. You are not that child anymore, and you won't find innocence in these popular fairy tales. Let's play with dualities. And it's autographed by Marilyn Androver. I guess it's the artist. Has a nice little detail in the borders here that you won't see on the rest of the cards, though. For the Jokers, you got officers. And it actually says J. Grimm, Joker in the corners. And there's another one here. This one says W. Grimm, so I guess it's, was it the Brothers Grimm or whatever to call. That's another fairy tale. The Ace of Spades says, someone's been sleeping in my bed. And you see a pillow, an empty bowl, and a crowbar. Look out. And that's obviously from Goldilocks. This one says, who's the fairest in the land? And you see an apple, a sexual object. The mirror. It's just one of the sexual object is this. It's one of those things that some what you call it, but some women use a stick the ball in the guy's mouth and tie that around their head. It's just really weird fetishes. And that was Snow White, I believe. Then here it says, eat me, drink me, and you see a bunch of pills, a syringe, bottle of booze, magic mushrooms, all sorts of stuff. Nice club pip as well. We'll get to that in a bit. And I forget which one that is. And then you get all the better to eat you with. This is Red Riding Hood, and you see a basket. There's actually a diamond on there. a slice of pie, a bottle of something, and there's blood spatter too. So then we get onto the cards. So the Jack of Spades has this man and woman. I guess that's Mr. and Mrs. Bear. There's even a paw on his hat. It says Jail the Thief. They look like trailer park tracks, really. It's really funny. And then here you see Goldilocks. She's been arrested. There's Goldilocks, unlawful entry. He's wearing a mask. She looks like a criminal. And here you see the little baby bear with his teddy bear. The Jack of Hearts, you see Dopey and one of the other guys. See, he's got the thing in his mouth. Oh my goodness. And this guy's in bikinis. I don't want to know why. Then you see Snow White. She's being naughty and sexy. He's winking at you. And it says S. White, sexual misconduct. I didn't even know that was a crime. And the King of Hearts is this guy. He's lost his clothes. You know, don't want to know what's going on with that. And he's wearing Red Riding Hood's cape. Here we got the Jack of Clubs. It says M. Hatter. It's the Mad Hatter. He's been arrested for drug misuse and trafficking. Here's Alice, striking a pose. Alice Carroll, narcotics possession. Whoops. And finally, the White Rabbit. He's been wanted for escape. And then you get the Jack of Diamonds. It's the Huntsman. It says he's accessory to murder, smoking a cigar. Here we get Little Red Riding Hood, Red or Hood. She's wanted for murder. She's got blood all over her. And she's bleeding herself, it looks like. And the Wolf, the big bad wolf, and he's wanted for identity theft. It's a very cool, fun deck. It's kind of why I wanted it in the first place. Number cards, nice, fairly standard. Nice kind of three-dimensional pips. A little bit of a dirtiness to them as well. They're not clean and they're not white. Nice club pips, I like that. The diamonds have blood spatter. Just funny. I think it's a fun, you know, kind of a naughty adult take on fairy tales. Not the fairy tales, but the stories we were all grown up with. And I just think it's funny. And I'm definitely interested in checking out what these guys do next. Anyways, that's that. It's printed by USPC, Bicycle Stock, Ercus and Finis. You can imagine it handles good. The back design is nice. It's a nice color. It's simple. I think it's a one-way, barely. Because you see there is a bit of a color difference. This one has a bit more darker to it. So, if I just stick that in the middle here, you'll see, should see, it does stand out a little bit. So it's a very subtle, slight one-way back. The back is nice though. Simple, kind of rider back like. I will say 4.25 out of 5. The faces, they're really well done. Nice custom pips, custom artwork. They put effort into it. They took those stories we're used to. They made them for adults. They made them fun and kind of goofy. And they actually, you know, put some thought into it, some effort into it. And the artwork is good. So I'm going to say 4.5, maybe 4.75 out of 5 for the faces. I'll say 4.5 out of 5. To be fair, it's really good. And handling wise, Bicycle Stock, Ercus and Finis handles good. It looks good. It handles good. So I will say 4.75 out of 5. Overall, good solid deck. Maybe a 4.5 out of 5 overall. I like it. Like I said, Playing Cards and that is selling it. If you're not looking for this one, collectibleplayingcards.com has a lot of awesome decks. You use the code VJose to save 10% on your order each and every time there. Don't forget to comment, rate, subscribe. Let me know what you think. I love reading comments. I always respond. If I don't respond, it's because for some reason I'm not able to, because it's something related to your channel not allowing me to comment. And that is that. Thanks for watching. I'll see you next time.